Fox News' America Reports co-host, the great Sandra Smith. Sandra, great to see you.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy that you're here. So based on this report from Kelly O'Grady, I mean, you have Gavin Newsom saying, listen, we want to have a windfall profits tax for oil companies, but California is known for their rules, their regulations, and their taxes. What impact does a windfall tax on profits have on prices in California?
I mean, look what Valero Energy already came out and slammed right back at Governor Newsom and said, you are one of the most onerous, highly regulated states for any of us to do business in. And it is all those regulations and all those taxes. That is what is driving up the price of gasoline for your consumers in your state. You look at any other state, they're not seeing that level of high prices. Unprecedented. I had a guy join me today who said he saw over $7 at the pump. Can you imagine what that does to the average American who's already suffering through sky-high inflation? It's unbearable.
I was just there on Friday, and it was $6.75 a gallon. I'm like, what is going on?
It's nuts, and it's $2.50 over the already high, record-setting national average. So we enjoyed the prices on the way down a bit, and the administration liked to tout them then. By the way, weren't claiming fraud on the part of oil prices when they were going down. The markets were functioning perfectly fine and when prices were going down. But now that they're coming back up, you're seeing this blame game happen again. And Sean, I will put it to anybody who makes that allegation, and it's a serious one, because they are claiming fraudulent activity, illegal activity on the part of the big oil companies, sure. Yeah. But they're also making that case to the mom and pop, most of which own the small gas stations on your street corners. They're also blaming them. And anybody who's got evidence of that should bring it forward.
So let me ask you a question. So I noticed this myself. So when gas prices go down, the price at the pump doesn't go down with it, but when prices go up the very next day at the pump, prices go up immediately. So you have this disparity on what the gas pumps that I get my fuel from and how they respond to price per oil in the market.
So I get that question a lot, and I have over the years, because it's a popular thing for anybody who wants to place the blame on somebody else to say, I don't get it. Here's what happens. Those small mom and pop gas stations, when the price of oil really spikes and really goes up like this, they aren't able to raise their prices as high as you would think. And I've charted this out with Bloomberg data. They can't raise their prices as fast as the oil goes up at the pump, in many cases, probably the ones you're noting. And therefore, when prices go down, they try to recoup some of those profits. Those small mom and pop gas stations, they are not making as much money as you think. Their margins are very, very tiny.
So they're not gaming the system.
They're not, and if they are, which there are many allegations that surface consistently out there, then why is nobody finding evidence of that? There have been multiple federal and state investigations launched. Even the president said there's mounting evidence of price gouging. Where is it?
Yeah, give it to us.
No, but the investigations have happened, and it's never turned that up. So it's really unfair to the oil companies. It's unfair to the small mom and pop gas distributors to make that case.
You know, it's good politics. They're playing politics. Everyone's outraged at prices, so we're going to look to oil and gas companies instead of Gavin Newsom looking at his own policies in California that actually contributes to these sky-high prices. But I want to go to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen sounding off against the recent oil production cuts announced by OPEC Plus, saying the decision of OPEC Plus was unhelpful and unwise.
Well, unhelpful, I'll agree with her. It was not helpful for the global oil market, right? And it was not expected. So that was a bit of a shocker to the markets. The expectation was half of that, a 1 million barrel cut per day. But this is the situation we're in now, because we've cut our refining capacity and we've put out rhetoric that we are anti-fossil fuel and we're going to shut down the fossil fuel industry in this country. We've grown more dependent on foreign nations for our oil, more dependent on OPEC to pump that oil. It's put us in a really unfortunate position that we weren't in just a few years ago.
But couldn't the press secretary of OPEC Plus go, yes, and you, Joe Biden, and Janet Yellen, you're unhelpful and unwise when you cut American production by not allowing drilling on federal lands. You cut refining capacity. Your policies have taken oil out of the global market yourself. So the finger's pointing back at you, not at us.
And then these reports that we were looking to Venezuela, it's like, what next? We have the resources right here at home. Unfortunately, Sean, because we've ramped down our refining capacity so much because of the anticipation and because the administration told those refineries to shut down, it's going to take a long time to get those refineries back online if we do start pumping more oil in this country. And not let alone, we haven't even talked about the reserves getting depleted.
I got to go in like 30 seconds, but you follow energy you follow politics. What impact is this going to have on the elections, the midterms on November 8th?
Huge. How many people are going to drive their cars to the ballot box? Think about that. Yeah. And a lot of Americans have already decided that this is an administration that first ignored the inflation crisis, right? And then they turned a blind eye. Then they blamed Vladimir Putin, Putin price hike. And they haven't seen an administration take this by the reins and get those prices down. And people don't see an end to it. They don't want to live through another couple of years of it.
They haven't experienced yet the cost to heat their homes this winter, which is going to spike. It's coming. It's going to be devastating for the American family. Yeah. Sandra Smith,
thank you,
thanks
Sean.
for joining me.
Thank
great.
you. It's
Always
good
so
to be
fun.
here. Thanks for having me.